Doing iteration on the calculator is one of the easiest ways and easiest ways to generate a sequence, and a very useful application of the recursive rule. Basically, recursion is something that technology does naturally. So let's look at a very simple sequence. Let's say we want to generate the sequence 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, all the odd numbers. So I'm just going to start by putting in 1 and pushing enter. That's my beginning term. And then to get the next term, 3 and then 5, I just keep adding 2. So then I'm going to move this little cursor out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put in plus 2. And notice when I just type plus 2, it automatically writes answer plus 2. Okay, answer plus 2, because it's picking up the previous answer. When I push enter, it'll change answer to 1. Once I've done that process, starting with 1 and pushing enter and then picking up where you see the word answer, now all I have to do is keep pushing enter and it will keep adding the previous answer and create a sequence. Okay, very simple to do. It'll even do this with more complicated things. So let's say I want to put in some money in the bank, and I start out with $100 in the bank. And then I want to add interest so I want to add interest. So I want to add 5% interest a year. Very generous. Okay, so to add 5%, I'm going to have to take the previous answer. So I'm going to grab that. Actually, I think I better do it with the answer. So I'm going to use, here's the answer button is above the little negative sign, so I'm going to put in control answer plus 0.5 times answer. Okay, so in other words, it's going to take my previous $100 and then take 5% of that 100 and add it together. And so now I have, oops, I did 50% interest. Okay, let's go back and change that here. That's not exactly what I meant to do. All right, so back again. Let's do control answer plus 0.05 times answer. That would have been very generous interest. Okay, so I get $105. Now, if I push enter again, notice it takes 105 plus 0.05 times 105, and then it gives me the next year. So the next, after starting out, I have $100. After 1 year, I have 105. After 2 years, 110.25, and I can keep going, and I can see, how many years it'll take me to get to $200, for example, by just counting how many times I push. And of course I didn't count, but I could go back and look that up. So that's a very easy way to create a sequence. That is just using iteration on the calculator.